You're listening to the English Football Podcast. Felix goes to Chelsea. Can he save Graham Potter? City lose to Southampton with 0 shots on target. And Man United lick their lips as their City rivals travel to Old Trafford on Saturday. We cover all the latest in this episode of the English Football Podcast. Hello and welcome to the English Football Podcast, and today we're going to talk about all the latest stuff yet again. Chelsea have signed João Felix on loan from Atletico Madrid, 10 million a season. Looks like he'll sign for this season, I think. He's got 5 goals and 3 assists in 20 games in La Liga. It's probably looking like they'll get rid of Aubameyang then, because he's not done too well at Chelsea. I think his career's gone downwards quite a bit. There's rumours about him going back to Barcelona. Xavi has sort of doubted that a bit, but I don't think he will, probably. I think if he wouldn't really need to go to like a very big team. He'd just, have to go somewhere where he can get a good amount of game time. Can he bring some goals to Chelsea? They've scored 3 goals in the last 8 matches. Only 2 against Bournemouth and 1 against Nottingham Forest. Not too good for them. Southampton go through to play Newcastle though in the Carabao Cup semi-final after their win in the quarters against Manchester City. 2-0 there. And maybe the biggest 0 we'll see this season, with City having 0 shots on target. That game at St Mary's. They did start a fairly strong team, Manchester City did, with like Alvarez, Grealish, I think Foden played, and Kyle Walker, and they brought on Ake, Akanji, De Bruyne, Haaland and Rodri though, and they couldn't get a shot on target or win the game. And I think everyone was, I didn't know anyone who was thinking Southampton would get a win, even make it go to penalties. So, yeah. Man City have won the EFL 6 times in the last 9 years. The only other teams for that was Liverpool, Man U and Chelsea, it must have been, I think. But, they were probably favourites to win it after Liverpool got knocked out. It was only City and Man U in it. It could be Man U Newcastle in the final. That would be a very good final. I don't know. It'll be something different as well, because Man U have only won it once in the last 9 years as well, and be good for them to win the Carabao Cup, sort of boost there. I think they will get top 4 this season, Manchester United, and I think that'll just really help them. They've got they play Man City next. Man U have won all their last 5 games, and have scored 3 goals at home in 4 consecutive matches. 3-0 against Charlton, 3-1 against Everton, 3-0 against Bournemouth and 3-0 against Nottingham Forest, and also that 1-0 win at Wolves. Man City have only won 3 of their last 5 matches, with 1 draw and 1 loss. The loss obviously to Southampton, draw to Everton and wins against both 2 to Chelsea and 1 to Leeds. If Man U do win though, they will go 1 point behind Manchester City. It's Man U Nottingham Forest in the EFL Cup semi-final, and Newcastle Southampton. Southampton maybe could go all the way. I don't see them beating Newcastle or probably Man U. No, and I don't see Nottingham Forest getting through. Leicester have made a 30 million bid for the Fiorentina forward Nicolas Gonzalez. Interesting, but and 30 million, a huge wad of money. He'll need to be good, but Real Madrid have entered the Kane race as well. I didn't even know there was one, but he's not going to leave Spurs. I know he'd win something at Real Madrid, but he's not going to leave because he's just known for being the Spurs. You know, if you think of a Spurs player, you think of Harry Kane. You know, I mean he's been there for as long as I can remember. You know, and finally Manchester United are closing in on Wout Weghorst. Another interesting one, but you know, okay. That's all then, basically. Thanks for listening. Well, or watching, if you're on YouTube. You've been listening to the English Football Podcast. Tune in next time. We'll do the latest stuff. Maybe talk about the Carabao Cup. Or the next games. It's also Fulham-Chelsea tonight. That will be a good game. Maybe could do a video on that, maybe. But, yeah, thanks for listening. Send us a voice message. It'll be in the description. And a question about football, and we'll answer it. So, thanks for listening. See you next time. Goodbye.